SmartTrack is used to track progress in a deliverable, such as approving and rejecting items. On the left-hand side, we have our tasks at hand, like the part source list, customer review, customer approval, and then customer rejected. As we move more to the right, we have our parts sitting here. My parts are exactly that. They are assigned to me. Whatever I am signed in under here will show up as my parts. Other assigned parts just mean they are assigned to other users, and then unassigned are not assigned to anybody. Completed parts will show up on the top, as well as total parts and a timeline of your deliverable from start to finish. I'm going to go into my parts at the 195 parts. We'll see a bar on the top here that shows us the deliverable that we're in, what task is at hand, who is this is assigned to, whether it's me, somebody else, or unassigned completely. I have the ability to approve, reject, or assign. So diving into this, I have the ability to approve just a selected few parts. I have the ability to approve an entire page, which is controlled over here with the number of entries. Or I can just approve all. I can approve all of them all at once. Similarly, with reject, we have the same options, selected, page, or all. And then the same thing with assigned. So assign selected, assign a page, or assign all to another user in a situation. Maybe I'm looking at my parts, but I'm not super familiar with a specific aspect or attribute. So I want someone else to take a look at it. I can go ahead and assign a part or a bulk of parts to another user that would go out of the my parts and into other assigned user. For this example, I will go ahead and approve an entire page that is 50 entries. I'm going to keep it to myself. This is where you can put them into an unassigned bucket, or you can assign them to somebody else, or just yourself. It will always default to unassigned though, so just watch out. I will say okay. While I'm in here, I'm also going to reject another 50. So with the rejections specifically, the comment section is very important to convergence data because this tells us what's wrong with the part. Why is it being rejected? Is it missing something? Do we need to add something? What is it that's going on with this part? So I will say for this example, please remove the modifier attribute. And now this doesn't matter if it's unassigned or if it's assigned to anybody else. This is really just user discretion. I am going to assign it to myself for this example though. Let's say this and okay. Now going back to SmartTrack, our main destination here, we'll now see that instead of the 195, I have 95 left in customer review. I have 50 in my customer approval, which is essentially a pending status, and then a customer rejected of 50. So I'm going to go ahead and move my final 50 parts into just 100% approved. And to do that, I am just going to do approve page one more time. I could also say approve all. The assigning for the approval isn't entirely necessary unless you are trying to keep specific parts under a specific user. Otherwise, all the approved parts go to a different area, which is going to be right here. So now instead of the completed parts as 101, there are 151 completed parts. And you see, if we were paying attention, this bar just moved a little bit. So the progress bar is starting to move up. Now in the customer rejected, however, this is usually what convergence data does. And so we will go in and we will go to any of the parts here in the rejected bin. And then there is on the left-hand side a little blurb that says exactly what's wrong. So this is why it's important, because we can either, for example, if modifier was not in here, I could reply to this and say, you know, modifier's not here, or are you sure this is the attribute? And then the conversation would stay on this part, and whoever had given us the comment would be notified via an email that there's a conversation that has started. However, if this is a really simple fix, assume that I have made this fix, but now this part is still in rejected. So I want to go into edit. And then I'm just going to go straight down here to the status and either push it back into pending for somebody else to look at, or I will go ahead and approve it immediately. Saving this will save that part. Once we return, and return, now you'll see there